Let's go to Sophie. And the question that was asked up there was about the comments about, the towback the boats policy would cause conflict with Indonesia.
Well, expert commentators have said, and I have to agree with them, that it was an absolutely reckless mistake to make. I mean, having said that he believed in turning back the boats, then coming to office and dismantling the policies that actually did stop the boats, which is the most humane thing to do to stop deaths at sea, Kevin Rudd can't take responsibility for being the architect of the current mess we have with over 45,000 illegal arrivals and over 700 boats. So instead of coming up with a solution, the very cunning tactic is to come up with this outrageous statement that there's going to be armed conflict with Indonesia. It is irresponsible, it is absurd, and it is wrong. And the real question is, does the Labor Party really believe it can stop the boats? I don't think they can. And in the absence of a policy aimed at actually stopping the boats and the deaths at sea, there is just this ridiculous, absurd, irresponsible statement by the now Labor Prime Minister.
But Sophie, is it any more? But is it any more irresponsible than positioning refugees as attacking our country and thousands of them trying to get in?
Or claiming
that's
that you
not
can
what we've
stop,
done.
Claiming that you can stop those, claiming that you can.
But we
tow
can.
back.
I think, Tanya, the problem is that
the problem is question, isn't it? We don't want to stop the boats. We want to help people.
Tanya, the problem is that in the coalition, we actually believe we can stop the boats, and it happened before. The problem is, in your heart of hearts, so many of you in the Labor Party don't believe you can stop the boats, and perhaps you don't want to. That's the real difference.
OK, I'm just going to go to Neil Lawrence. Listening to this discussion and to the question, it was specifically about what Kevin Rudd said about conflict with Indonesia. Did he make a blunder when he said that? Was it a deliberate, calculated statement? Is it possible there could be conflict?
Look, I'm not a foreign policy expert. I don't think it is possible. On anything, I can imagine that there will be conflict. Whether it was calculated or not, I can't tell. I'm not inside Kevin Rudd's head, and it's probably not a bad thing. But it felt to me like a bit of overreach.
I want to know, Tony, why, when Sophie talks like that, why her party didn't support the arrangement that we made with Malaysia? Why you wouldn't vote for that?
Well, Tanya, it wasn't a solution. It wasn't supposedly resettling 800 people is not a solution. You wanted the humane solution. You probably didn't even support that particular policy. It was not a total solution. You know they weren't signatories.
Solution.
They weren't signatories to the UN Convention. And the reality is,
what do you care about that, Sophie? Really?
Excuse me? Tanya, there's no need to be nasty. There's no need to be nasty.
OK, I think I'll just move us on to our next question. It is from Gary O'Sullivan.